Much quiet. We're watching one tropical wave that it's moved its way into the eastern Caribbean. Not going to be much of a factor. We're also seeing dry conditions in the Caribbean thanks to a plume of Saharan dust, one coming off of the continent and the Caribbean, also into the Gulf, seeing that dryness which inhibits any development. So not going to expect much out of that wave, but we're also watching another feature, and you can see a little bit of rotation here on the water vapor imagery. It's pulling in some dry air right now. It's a mid-level area of low pressure, and you can see that rotation. Well, for tomorrow, it'll likely bring us drier weather than we would typically see this time of the year, but into Friday, we are looking for an uptick in the rain chances, and then as it continues its push to the Gulf, it could develop for this weekend. So that's the next thing on our radar.
We are learning new information tonight about the man who shot and killed a Charlotte County Sheriff's Deputy, Michael Wilson. This was not Jay Vanko's first run-in with officers. It turns out that 4 in Your Corner investigator Christy Diamond has been digging deeper to tell you about the last time officers were at his apartment in Port Charlotte. Christy?
That's right, Patrick. Before Monday, it hadn't even been 2 months since the last time officers were called out to Vanko's apartment. Authorities tell us Vanko doesn't have a criminal background, meaning he's never been charged with anything, but these incident reports indicate he was known to law enforcement.
The night Jay Vanko fatally shot Deputy Michael Wilson wasn't the first time officers had been called out to this home. In 2011, deputies responded to a disturbance call, Vanko claiming to be the victim, saying someone shot airsoft pellets into his screen porch. But more recently, on June 28th, Vanko's son called 911 because his parents were fighting. When deputies arrived, Vanko told them he and his wife were in a verbal argument over marital issues and said his wife grew so angry she broke a bottle of vodka on the ground. This incident right in line with what a former neighbor had to say about the couple.
I know a couple of times they were arguing, and I had to call the police to kind of calm it down because it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
Marlene Adkins lived next door to Vanko for 8 years in Northport. She told us she overheard several arguments between the couple.
All I know, they were screaming and hollering, and they were in their back porch. And I have a lanai back there, and I'm always watching the news and, you know, chatting with my mother and so on and forth. But it just got so bad.
But a neighbor of Vanko's in Lakes of Toscana got quite the opposite impression.
These folks helped me out immensely.
Bill Moore says Vanko fixed his computer for him. Moore says he even saw Vanko and his wife earlier in the day Monday, just hours before Vanko shot and killed Deputy Wilson.
Authorities say they aren't sure what weapon was used to shoot Deputy Wilson. That's part of the autopsy investigation, which I found out today won't be completed for 4 to 6 weeks. Live in the studio, Christy Diamond, Fox 4 in your corner.
All right, thank you, Christy. The viewing for Sergeant Wilson is scheduled for this Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Charlotte Harbor Event Center. That's at 75 Taylor Street in Punta Gorda. The funeral then will be held on Saturday at 10 a.m. at the event center. It is expected to be very busy, so if you're planning to attend, you're encouraged to arrive early. There will also be an honorary procession after the services at the event center that will turn north on US 41 over the bridge to Veterans Boulevard. It'll turn right on Veterans, going past the Lakes of Toscana apartments and right on Peachland Boulevard. From there, a left turn on Harbor Boulevard, past the Mid-County offices, back to 41 and the event center.
A lot of you have been asking, how can you help Sergeant Wilson's family? Remember, he leaves behind a wife and 3 children. The sheriff's office has set up a PayPal account that goes right to the trust fund, and you can get to that right now when you click on the big red 4 on fox4now.com.
He was saying stuff that just didn't match up to the argument. It didn't make any sense. Like, he was randomly speaking of Fidel Castro, and it just didn't make sense.
Day 2 of testimony in the Yusel Rivera trial bringing new revelations. Rivera is charged with attempted murder of a Cape Coral police officer after firing several shots at the officer during a routine traffic stop back in April of 2011. 4 in Your Corner's Julian Glover was inside the courtroom for today's testimony.
Another explosive day of testimony here in the trial of Yusel Rivera. Today we're hearing from another eyewitness, this time someone the Cape Coral Police Department says was inside the car at the time of the incident.
All rise. Circuit Court here in Fleet County is now in session.
In day 2 of testimony in the Yusel Rivera trial, another of the state's key witnesses took to the stand.
A 90s Portillo.
According to police reports, Portillo was the driver of the car pulled over during the incident back in 2011. Portillo says she was dating Rivera at the time.
And what was your relationship with Mr. Rivera?
We were boyfriend and girlfriend on and off.
She says they met through a mutual friend.
Can you give me an example of one?
The state fired several questions at Portillo about the incident and also about Rivera as a person. She says he was normally a fun guy to be around, but that Saturday night in April of 2011, they got into an argument right before being pulled over. She says Rivera was acting strange.
We were arguing all the way until I got stopped. He was saying stuff that just didn't match up to the argument. It didn't make any sense. Like, he was randomly speaking of Fidel Castro, and it just didn't make sense.
What Rivera was saying didn't make sense, and Portillo says his actions didn't make sense either. She recalled in court a violent struggle with Rivera as they battled over control of the steering wheel as the car took off after shots were fired at the Cape PD officer.
He put his leg on the gas, and then we were battling for the steering wheel.
Who hit the gas?
Yourself.
And whose foot was on the gas?
Yourselves.
And the trial is expected to wrap up sometime by the end of this week or early next week at the latest because of some early roadblocks due to jury selection. We're outside the courthouse tonight. Julian Glover, Fox 4, in your corner.
A man accused of running a marijuana growing operation in Golden Gate Estates turning himself into authorities. Alexi Rivero Perez facing charges of trafficking marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia. Collier County Sheriff's deputies say they found nearly 60 pounds of pot along with grow equipment all buried in the backyard at the end of May. 37-year-old Aramis Rivero Perez has already been arrested in connection with the grow operation. The pot has an estimated street value of nearly $250,000. If you have kids in Lee County Public Schools, then you know tomorrow is the first day of the school year, and with 90,000 other students, along with teachers and staff, all coming back tomorrow, things could get a little hectic, maybe even dangerous if you're not careful. So 4 in your corner's Christy Diamond is standing by with a few things the Sheriff's Office wants you to keep in mind.
That's right, Patrick. Lots of things to keep in mind here. The Sheriff's Office wants to remind you to be extra careful on the roads and allow yourself extra time for your commute as more parents, teen drivers, and buses will be out on the roads. Here are some of the helpful reminders they have for you. Vehicles in both directions must stop when a school bus displays a stop arm and flashers. Watch your speed in school zones where tickets are double the usual fine. Also, cross streets at corners and use traffic signals and crosswalks. Also, make sure your kids know to never cross behind a school bus because it's difficult for the driver to see them back there. And of course, never go anywhere with a stranger. If a stranger follows or grabs you, yell loudly and run away to a safe place and call 911. But most importantly, make sure to stay alert wherever your travels take you tomorrow. Live in the studio, Christy Diamond, Fox 4 in your corner.
All right, thank you, Christy. You still have time to snatch up a Powerball ticket ahead of tonight's estimated $425 million jackpot. The jackpot would fetch a single winner a lump sum payment of about $244.7 million big ones. It's not close to the record $590 million Powerball jackpot sold in Zephyr Hills Publix back in May. But if no winning combination is drawn tonight, we would be in world record territory going into Saturday's drawing. 7-time jackpot winner Richard Lustig has some tips to help increase your chances of winning.
Don't buy quick picks. And the reason why I say that is because every time you buy a quick pick, you're getting a different set of numbers, so your odds are always going to be at their worst.
All right, keep that in mind. May's big Powerball winner Gloria McKenzie won with a quick pick, however. So what does this guy know? She pocketed $371 million after taxes. Tonight's drawing will take place at 10:59.
A bleak picture for Southwest Florida's future. How the Lake Okeechobee water releases are causing problems for manatees.
A high-speed chase on I-95 comes to a definitive end. Why Miami police were able to get one of their most wanted a little easier than anticipated.
Taking the stress out of your job search. Which company is looking to hire hundreds in Southwest Florida, and how you can still apply right after the break.
Storm Patrol Viper using the power of 4 to track a pretty active thunderstorm in Charlotte County, then another one that's inland, but this may not be it as far as the rain goes this evening. We'll tell you why and look ahead to the weekend coming up.
Online, on your phone, on the go. Interactive street-level radar to keep you safe from the storm. Fox4Now.com.
Attention mothers and fathers of children with birth defects. The antidepressant drug Zoloft has been linked to heart, brain, and spine damage and many other horrible birth defects in newborns.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. If this has happened to you or a loved one, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you took Zoloft while you were pregnant and your child was born with a birth defect,
call 1-800-323-4422. That's 1-800-323-4422.
Oh, look, Kmart has a pharmacy. What a nice surprise.
Unlike that surprise when your mom came to visit and stayed 30 years.
Surprise? I don't teach pottery at night.
I cheated gin rummy.
I blew our retirement at the track.
I'm building a rocket ship in the basement.
Your pancakes stink.
I'm a Canadian spy.
Sushi, washuchungwa.
You might be surprised that Kmart has a pharmacy. You'll find great prices and services, and Shop Your Way members can get up to $100 in Kmart gift cards.
There's no more treasured gift than your vision. Put your sight in the hands of the area's most trusted craftsmen, Eye Centers of Florida, pioneers in the field of total eye care. Dr. David C. Brown and his highly skilled team of experts provide the latest in advanced vision correction. When you need the skilled hands and eyes of the very best, see the Eye Centers of Florida team and Dr. David C. Brown. Visit ECOF.com for the location nearest you.
No dealer fee here. Save money quick.
Wanna save money, get a great deal quick. LangfordFord.com.
Our family has been helping families with flooring since 1957.
Taylor Carpet One.
We make beautiful, affordable.
Come see for yourself.
Introducing iSofa by Rooms To Go. What does your sofa say about you?
Look at the stars up in the sky above. Tell me something you've been dreaming of. If I were to say I made it happen my way.
The custom iSofa by Rooms To Go. Design yours now online or in store and get it in days. We make it easy. You make it your own.
The Fox 4 Storm Patrol, the power of 4.
Finding a job in today's economy can be tough, but a new company is in town taking some of the stress out of the job search. Alta Resources holding a job fair to fill hundreds of open positions. 4 in Your Corner, Sarah Belsol giving us a preview of herself just a few seconds ago, and now a preview of what's out there for job seekers. Sarah?
Well, Alta Resources is a Wisconsin-based company that helps big businesses with customer service problems. But when the company set up shop in Fort Myers a few months ago, it only bought 4 of its employees here, which opens up the more than 400 jobs in our area.
Greeted with a smile.
Hi, welcome to Alta. I'm Nicole. Nice to meet you.
And quickly directed where to go.
Well, we'll go ahead and get you to a table, and we'll go ahead and get you registered, and you'll go from there.
Alta Resources is embracing its role as the gracious new kid on the block. And that's a good thing, because hundreds of jobs are up for grabs.
We will hire over 400 people from the local area in the next 2 months, and we'll be fully staffed by November.
Alta held its first local job fair today to get the ball rolling. And just ask Managing Director Paul McCurt, they're looking for all types of employees.
Young, old, experienced, brand new.
Miguel Clark fits into the experienced category.
I got the customer service background, so I know I would be a good applicant for, Alta.
Since moving to Fort Myers from Jamaica a few years ago, he's been trying to find a job that makes his family proud.
I got 5 kids and a beautiful wife, and, I just want to be a role model for them.
Dawn Risky is also trying to find a job that fits into her busy family schedule.
And they offer the part-time, they offer the full-time, so it's such great flexibility for, I've been a homemaker the last couple of years, and to kind of supplement income while my children are in school with that opportunity, it's great.
Both Dawn and Miguel left the job fair with this thank you gift, but they also walked out the door with a good feeling.
Lucky to say I'm going to be one of the first employees at Alta in Fort Myers.
And if you missed today's job fair, don't worry, it continues tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. at their offices on Gateway Boulevard. You can also apply online. Just head over to fox4now.com for more information. Sarah Belsel, Fox 4 in your corner.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Fresh Market also looking to hire some workers for their new store in Naples. Potential employees making their pitch today at Fresh Market's career open house at the Hilton Hotel. The grocery chain is looking to fill 80 to 90 open positions.